Going live. Going live, ladies and gentlemen. So, is everybody nervous? I'd be nervous. I'd be pretty nervous. In fact, I am pretty nervous. Because guess what? I don't even know who the winner is. I have not calculated the winner yet. Through all the points. Because I wanted to find out with you guys. I wanted to find out. 3 ads. What's up, y'all? What's up? Man, am I thirsty. Ladies and gentlemen, the vote has almost concluded. Almost. Really close to concluding, actually. If there's anybody who hasn't voted yet, you have a couple more minutes. You have like 2 more minutes to put in your votes. Like 2 more minutes. That's the link to the form. I'm sure everybody here already voted. Most likely every single person here voted. So it's more of a courtesy, but I have no idea who won. I haven't calculated it since this morning, and there's been 15 more submissions or more votes since then. And sorry, I'm very thirsty. Considering the fact that there's been 15 more, and considering the fact that it was pretty close. It was pretty close. 3 actually were pretty close together towards first place, which would have given, you know. So it really just depends on how many people in the last 6 hours voted the order of those 3 people on who's gonna win here, and I have no idea. Bro's not tasty, he's thirsty now. Anyways, everybody go ahead and say hi in chat. Let me say hi to everybody. We got 40 people in here. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? What's up, Coco Squid? What's up, Fancy Rowlet? What's up, Water Kyrian? Pit Icarus. We got Muffin. We got Dragon Among Wolves. We got CT. We got Lawrence. We got Trevi. We got Jules Fools. Yo, what's up, Jules Fools? Wait. Jules Fools, it's saying that you said yes, but when I scroll over it says yo. Interesting. What's up, Harry TDK? Hey, what's up, King Jeff? Redhead Bebs. The smartest cat. Wow. It's been a while, the smartest cat. How you doing? How you doing, dude? James versus Pokemon. What's up, dude? All right, y'all. Showtime Ryan's Pizza World. The chat is going fast for the scroll thing to keep up. That's fair. It's not too fast. Hey, Vivian Butterscotch. What's up? What's up? Doing good, me? Bro, I'm nervous. I'm nervous for who's gonna win. Good evening, Spunkton. Good evening. Waffle Raptor, what's up, dude? Kuzo Games, what's up? All right, I think that's everybody. All right, y'all. It's time. It's time, y'all. It's time. If you wanted Lady Pokrov to win, say Lady Pokrov in chat. If you wanted Lady Pokrov to win, spam some Lady Pokrov in chat. It's got the P up. I need to see it, y'all. If you wanted Lady Pokrov to win, say it. Say it in chat. Oh no. I'm not gonna be able to display chat. Damn it. Hold on. Y'all, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I gotta go grab something. Chat. I'm so dumb. I forgot to pull up chat so I can actually see you guys when I'm not, you know, looking at chat very specifically on my computer. Anyways, where's all the Lady Pawcrops? No Lady Pawcrops? There was a couple. There was a couple Lady Pawcrops. One more time. One more time. If you want Lady Pawcrop to win, let me hear it in chat. Let me hear it. Lady Pawcrop. While I pull up chat so I can actually read what you guys are saying. Let me see it. Let me see it. There we go. There we go. We got some Lady Pawcrops. All right. If you wanted Dizzy to win, let me hear Dizzy in chat. I repeat, if you wanted Dizzy to win, let me hear Dizzy in chat, y'all. There's a lot of Dizzies. A lot of Dizzies there. If you wanted Marina to win, let me hear Marina in chat, y'all. Marina. There we go. I got chat pulled up. Marina. If you wanted Courtney to win, yell Courtney in chat. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? We got a good amount of Courtneys. Good amount of Courtneys. Oh yeah. Great amount of Courtneys. Wow. Wow. All right. Last but not least, if you wanted Minty to win, let me hear Minty. Let me hear Minty, y'all. Let me hear Minty. Yes, Spunkton composed this Dragon Master X. This song is from Pokemon Potassium. #1 Minty Glazer. Only 2 Minties? Only 2 Minties? Only 2? I know there's more Minty lovers in here. I know there's more Minty lovers. All right, y'all. With that being said, I have to do some vote calculating.
Including a new mac and cheese one. Choose 2 KFC wraps for $5.
KFC wraps are back, y'all. KFC wraps are back, and we're about to find out who the 7th gym leader is for Pokemon Potassium. I'm gonna find out with you guys. You ready? You ready? All right. Let me pull up a calculator. Boom. All right. Help me out, y'all. I need 33 times 5. That is 165. We're going to add. There we go. There we go. All right. Now I need 16. Sorry. I need 15 times 4. 15 times 4. That's what I need. These dudes are using calc. 60. All right. 60. Hold on. I need to make sure none of y'all freaking. God damn it. Yes, we are not accepting responses anymore. It has been closed. Next up, I need 16 times 3. 16 times 3, y'all. $48. Thank you. Next up, I need 18 times 2. I can do that. 36. Plus 16. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the score for Dizzy was 325. 325. Someone write that down. Someone write that down. Dizzy got a score of 325. Dizzy. 325. There we go. Next up, I need 3 times 5. 15. 17 times 4. 17 times 4, y'all. Help me out. 17 times 4. 3 times 5. ... 68. Now, 16 times 3, or sorry, not 22 times 3, that's 66. I can do that. I can do that. Now, 28 times 2. I'm pretty sure it's 56. Is that 56? It's 56. Yeah, 56. And then add 30. All right. Marina got a score of 235. 235. That's Marina's score. I don't know the votes, Toasty. That's what we're trying to find out. Marina, 235 is Marina's score. Marina, 235. And Dizzy is what? Dizzy was 325, right? Yeah, 325. Boom. All right. Next up. I need 18 times 5. 18 times 5. 90. 90. Is it 90? It is 90. It is 90. 15 times 4 is 45. I can do that one. 45. 15 times 4. 13 times 3 is 39. I can also do that one. 39. 22 times 2 is 44. 31. Courtney got a score. 15 times 4 is not 45. That wasn't the that wasn't the thing. That wasn't the thing. 60. All right. There we go. You did a math wrong. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Courtney got a score of 264. Marina, 235. Dizzy, 325. Courtney, 264. We are not done, y'all. We are not done. We are not done. Next up, we have Minty. We have Minty. 19 times 5. What is 19 times 5, y'all? $95. All right. What is 20 times 4? That's 80. I can do that. I can do that. I'm not that bad. What is 26 times 3? 26 times 3. I do need that one. I do need that one. 78. $19 times 2. 38. And last but not least, Minty got a score of 306. Bebs, I do not know the score. I do not know the score. We're all finding this out together. I checked the score this morning. All right. Last but not least. Just a second here. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen. We know Dizzy's winning right now. It's time to find out if Pokrov is winning or not. I need 26 times 5. 26 times 5. 130. All right. 32 times 4. 32 times 4. 128. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, man. Ladies and gentlemen. It's real. Ladies and gentlemen. The winner with a score of 300 and the winner with a score of 355. Lady Pokrov is your 7th gym leader for Pokemon Potassium. Submitted by Zenith_Thesis. The Ice-type gym leader, Lady Pokrov, will be the 7th gym leader for Pokemon Potassium, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, I really want to spend some time going over the other submissions, because at the end of the day, all 5 of these guys that made it to the collective vote deserved their spot as gym leader for Pokemon Potassium. They were all good enough. Genuinely, all 5 of them were good enough. They all deserve to be in our game. They all are great characters, great executed designs, and more, honestly. In no way do I want these scores to impact how good any of these submissions were. Because all 5 of them, Pokrov, Dizzy, Marina, Courtney and Minty, Zenith, Mori GD, James vs. Pokemon, or James Blackthorn, Trev, and Modman all did a wonderful, fantastic job at these gym leaders. And honestly, the way that I view it is that all 5 of these deserve to win. Like, just look at them all next to each other in this image here. They look like they can be just gym leaders for, like, together in a roster in one region. It's just the nature of this project, man. The nature of this project is that, you know, not everybody's gonna win. There's so many great submissions that get into these votes that just don't win. And like Dizzy and all of Maury's past submissions are just great examples. Maury GD, the submitter of Dizzy right here, he's been submitting his fairy-type gym leader. At first, it was Moriarty. It was a guy. But this vote, it changed to Dizzy. He's been submitting this character for almost 2 years. That's how long he's been submitting this character, working on this character. And it seems like every time it just gets so close. So close. And that's because it deserves to win. It really does. It deserves to win. Maury, your character deserves to win. It's just, in a project with a nature like this, we have 5 characters of the best of the best of the best, and we're trying to find out who is the most popular. But at the end of the day, chat, you guys have spoken. You guys are much, much happier with Lady Potcrop in the game over Dizzy collectively, and that's what the collective votes are for, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as for the popular votes, if we go and check the popular votes, Dizzy won the #1 popular vote with 33 of y'all, the 33% of y'all choosing Dizzy as your #1 choice to be in the game. Lady Potcrop is right behind in second place with 26. Minty, a little further behind at 19. Courtney just one behind at 18. And then Marina was the lowest when it came to the popular vote. However, a lot of people did want Marina as their second choice, which goes to show that Marina is not a bad character by any means. Marina is a great character. Like I said, all 5 of these characters are absolutely fantastic. All deserving of the win. But, with that being said, the competition for Chat Mixer Fan Game votes have always been very, very rough. Very high competition with these votes. And that's just how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. However, I'm super stoked with the winner, dude. This is like one example of a vote where like all 5 of these guys, all 5 of these girls, I guess. You got girls to beat, yeah, because they're all girls. All 5 of these girls, I want them all in the game. Like, genuinely. First example of me as the developer, I want all of these in the game. Usually, during these gym leader votes, when we get to the top 4, top 5, or even top 8 roster, there's a good amount that make it up here that me as a developer, I'm like, I don't want to develop that, or it'd be hard to develop. But every single one of these characters offers something so exciting to develop, and that's what, like, is so awesome about these characters, dude. It's so awesome. And I couldn't be more grateful for you guys, like, hanging out and being a part of this community and being involved and having fun submitting your characters. And I hope that this vote really, really showed you guys that this project is not only, you know, intense when it comes to the votes. You know, it's intense. People can get really emotional, but I mean, it's intense and it's exciting, but it's also fun. It's fun making these submissions. It's fun going through them. It's fun, the culture and the memories that we make just from these votes themselves. It's awesome, dude. It's awesome. And I want to thank you guys so much. So much, because you guys have been an absolute pleasure throughout this vote. There hasn't been any drama. You guys have been really nice to each other. You've been really nice about the submissions. You haven't been too overcritical to the point where you're being mean rather than actually, you know, enjoying the submissions. But yeah, Tasty, can we do a little Q&A, please? Sure, yeah. You guys ask me questions. Ask me whatever you want. Any questions, dude. I'll answer anything. Every stream here is a Q&A. Every single stream. If you guys want what's it called? If you guys ever need a question answered, just ask. Just ask me. I will answer. Tasty, who did I vote for? Do you guys want to see my vote? I do have a vote in here. We can go to my vote real quick. Like I said, all 5 of these were just fan-freaking-tastic. Fan-freaking-tastic. Like, I can't really think of a single one that I wouldn't be happy with winning. And that's like the beauty of this one, at least for me, is that they're all great. You guys really cooked. All of you, even ones that didn't make it to the top 5. Like, dude, Adwaga, Delera, Brisa, even the Rotom kind of seemed cool to me, which I'd usually be against very gimmicky stuff like that. But, I mean, dude, you guys cooked in this gym leader vote, dude. Let me find my, here it is. I put Minty at the top, Courtney 2nd place, Dizzy 3rd place, Marino 4th place, and Lady Pokrov 5th place. Lady Pokrov won, dude, and I'm so excited. I'm not even upset about Lady Pokrov winning. I'm very excited. Sure, I put it last, but that's because I didn't have a choice. I couldn't equal them. I didn't have enough. I had to rank them, dude. I had to rank them. Lady Pokrov's awesome, dude. So excited. It's going to be so much fun developing this sky area, dude. So much fun. And the best part is that all you guys are going to be there to be involved. So exciting, dude. Yo, Abraham Pipflup, how you doing, dude? How you doing? Most gyms are gimmicky. That is true. Kind of. Even Spritz Trap? No, I didn't like that. Spotlight? Yo, we got a spotlight redeem. Lauren said, my agenda is successful. Now all we need is 8th gym leader being bug type for the payoff. We have some of the most powerful types in the early game as our gym leaders, but then in the late game, it's ice and bug, right? It's okay. We'll make a powerful ass ice type gym leader. It'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. Waffle Raptor, are you, you want me to look at one of your Pokemon or Fakemon submissions? Yeah? Fakemon submissions? We're going to go over, some stuff during stream today, y'all. So please stick around. This is not the end of stream. We have a lot to go over, actually. We are locking in starting now. That means more people should be here now. More people, you know? Low high. I'm glad you made it, Abraham Piplup. Submission stuff. Waffle Raptor submitted a spotlight redeem. If you guys didn't know, you earned bananas in chat. If you want to check your bananas, type in ! bananas in chat. Do it right now. Bananas, just like that. So you see my message? Type that in chat. That's how you check how many bananas you have. Now, if you want to go to the store and spend your bananas, type in store. It's going to send a good old link. There we go. There's the link. Oh, let me click on the link. Damn it. Come on. And then we go to the store here, and I'll show you guys. We have a bunch of cool redeems that you guys can do. One of them is Spotlight. I will basically show off your whole entire submission on stream. And that's what Waffle Raptor submitted. So yeah, like, and for example, the Fakemon vote that we're doing next week, he wants me to look at his submission for that. So I'll go and find his submission real quick. Response number 81, and we'll go ahead and look through it. So Waffle Raptor submitted Arrow Neo, which is this Pokemon right here. Hell yeah. And then we have some of the stuff about it. So it's a pure flying type, a false dragon, kind of like Dondozo. They'd be rare to find in the skies, but largely gather around high altitude towns. They are docile unless defending themselves or hunting, which they rarely do. Because they create most of their energy by twisting around like a storm, when they do attack, they do it surprisingly violently and quickly. Nice. Nice. He's got some base stats laid out here. Definitely a physical sweeper. 120 speed, 115 attack. Woo. That's a sweeper if I've ever seen one. Single stage. So yeah. Arrow Neo, I think is the name. Yeah, Arrow Neo. Look forward to seeing Arrow Neo in the Fakemon vote, which is next week, which we should also go over, ladies and gentlemen. The Fakemon votes, much bigger than the gym leader vote, considering we have 140 responses right now to the Fakemon votes. More to come in the next week. If you haven't submitted your Fakemon to the votes yet, make sure you do so as soon as possible, because if you forget, guess what? You're not going into the vote. We have 138 responses. This is not the biggest vote we've had with Fakemon. We've had upwards of 301 Fakemon in the last one, actually. The last Fakemon vote was 301. So this is much less than that. However, the variety is still pretty high. And on top of that, we're going to have probably 8 or 10 winners. I'm still not certain on how many winners we're going to have. I think I'm going to shoot for 8. Most likely there's going to be 10 because I can never, ever only let 8 win. Because there's always a 9th place that's way too close for comfort. And I'm like, fuck. Because I don't want... It's so hard. I don't want to upset you guys when you lose. Like, because nobody's a loser here. Nobody's a loser. We're all winners because we had fun making this, right? We had fun. We had fun voting. I still need to submit both of mine. Yes, you do, Redhead. You do. How many you're going to add this vote? Like I just said, I think like 8, but probably 1 or 2 more. Hopefully 8, so our dex isn't too big, but it'll most likely be more. Most likely. Anyways, guys, one thing I wanted to show off real quick, the Sky City panorama. So this right here, when you're in the Sky City, or when you're in the Sky Routes or the Sky City, behind the player, this is going to be a panorama, which is basically just like, makes it to where it's just not blue underneath. Because if we go look at like an example of a sky thing right here, it would just look like this. It'd literally just be like blank. So for like a little bit of detail and a little bit of like, let's make it look somewhat like we're actually in the sky, I made a little panorama, and I want to know if you guys think this is too much. If you guys think that this is too much, or if it's not enough. Or maybe not enough, but if it's just too much or if it's good. Like, is it too much or is it good? Also, I'm really hoping that this won't, like, be super laggy, you know? Also, there's this line. There's this line back here. It's just a line. Other than how bright it is, it's pretty rad. Hell yeah. I feel it's too out of Pokemon. I don't know how to, like, make it not out of Pokemon, though. That's the thing. Shouldn't it be a little more squarish? It is squarish. You're not actually going to see this, for example. It's not too high quality. The pixels do line up. This isn't on the entire screen. The screen size might be like, hold on. I can actually pull it up real quick. Ah, why am I so freaking itchy? I hate psoriasis so much, dude. All right, I'm gonna just pull it up like this. The screen size is about this big. So you're not seeing all of this. You're only seeing this and it scrolls. But the screen size by itself is only this big. So like the player character's this big, the screen size is this big, and it'll scroll over. And if the player like walks up like 20 tiles, they'd be right here on the screen because the panorama. See a tasty W vote, no drama. Hell yeah. You're not allowed to leave though, Lawrence. But yeah, it's not like right here. The pixels are 2x2, so it's not too high quality per se. Also, a lot of the clouds were just ripped straight from Emerald. Not gonna lie. There's like different layers of the clouds, some moving faster than others. But because I wanted to give some depth, right? Maybe need less cloud. That's doable. Like just have less of the amount of clouds that there are. That's pretty doable. Not too bad, not too bad. Anyways, y'all. Let's go ahead and go over what's to come next for Chat Makes a Pokemon fan game. Hey, O Creations, how you doing, man? Thanks for popping in. O Creations, the winner of the gym leader votes out of these 5. We had Minty, Courtney, Marina, Dizzy, and Pockruff, Lady Pockruff. All 5 absolutely fantastic. The winner was Lady Pockruff right here. Ice-type gym leader for the Sky City, which is super awesome. Super awesome. Yo, can someone donate me a banana? Anyways. But yeah. Huge W. Congrats, gamers. Congrats, Zenith. Zenith Thesis was the guy who submitted that. I want to go ahead and show you guys what we are doing next for Chat Makes a Pokemon Game. Now that we have our gym leader, it is time that we head towards the Sky City. So here's our map that we got right here. Currently, we just fought the 6th gym right here, but we're heading back to Silverfield City by going down to the Mystical Forest, which, by the way, the Mystical Forest is developed. Not fully. There's still a couple small details I need to make with it. Just a couple. But it's, like, fully traversable. But the idea, we go down to this Mystical Forest to come back to Silverfield. And when we come back to Silverfield, we'll be able to go in the sewers. And ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to start working towards that by making this route right here. We'll just oh no, something else. Something else. We are going to be making this route right here. A short little swamp route. Tasty. How do you decide which Mon's characters make it into the vote stream thumbnails? I just randomly picked them. Alright. I do have something to talk about, though, before we start making this route today. We are going to make this route today, and you guys are going to make it with me. But before we do that, I have something to talk about. Give me just a second here. Alright. Alright, Muffin. Alright, Muffin. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Oh, crap. Hold on. Don't talk, Muffin. Don't talk. There we go. Alright. You there, Muffin? Talk. Oh, it's not going through. Okay. There we go. Now it should go through. Talk. Alright, can you guys hear Muffin? Can you guys hear him? Pretty sure they can. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
They can hear me? Okay. All right.
They should be able to hear you. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Jams.
Hey, easy on the cussing. Easy on the cussing. It's okay.
Muffle. Jams.
All right, guys. Something important for Pokemon Potassium. If you guys have played any demos in the past of Pokemon Potassium, you would notice that on Route 2, there used to be a pink tree. A pink tree that looked like this.
Now, I have been a strong supporter. I've been a strong supporter of putting that pink tree back, as it was recently removed.
I removed this tree because it looked very out of place. Especially since I redid the pine tree look of this area. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, they can't see. I'm not streaming it. Okay. So this is what Route 2 currently looks like. However, there used to be a pink tree right here, but I removed it without telling anybody. Muffin has advocated that this pink tree come back, and I told him that I would let him get a chance to convince us and me, all of us, to add this tree back. So with that being said, Muffin, go ahead. We want to hear your reason for this tree coming back. Why do you want the tree to come back, Muffin? Go ahead.
All right.
Begin!
In Pokemon Potassium, we as a community have continually had the final say on what goes into the game. While Tasty occasionally inputs certain suggestions and even comes up with things on a whim, ultimately we have made sure as a community...
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna pause you there. Did you write a fucking essay?
Yes.
What are you... Well, okay. Okay, yes, go. Keep going.
You made
keep going. Just keep going.
Okay. Ultimately, we have made sure as a community to handpick what we deem worthy. This has been a core part of the project ever since its conception back in 2023, but in some instances, we have been overridden on this principle. One such example of this is the removal of the singular pink tree on route number 2. It was seen as a landmark, an inspiration, a symbol of hope for the community. Its removal has been nothing short of an appalling example.
He even has the thesis!
Its removal has been nothing short of an appalling example of tyrannical rule and completely undermines everything we have
What?
worked towards. The pink tree on Route 2 deserves to be a recognized feature due to its originality, its iconography, and how it symbolizes Chat Makes a Fan Game as a whole. To begin, Pink Tree was incredibly out of place compared to the overall vibe of the previous route and the rest of the Route 2. While to some this may seem like a weird feature, and may even be irritating, this is actually a good thing. It catches the eye and challenges certain conventions that would normally not be crossed. According to one writer, traditionally pink has been associated with femininity and tenderness, while green has been linked to wealth and nature. While these associations are valid, I've come to appreciate that colors can transcend stereotypes and evoke different emotions and meanings when combined thoughtfully. This was by psychologist Mimi. This is one clear example of how contrasting colors can create a beautiful harmony between each other. The trees work together to create unity and balance within the player just like this, and highlights the originality that comes alongside the project. One core ideal that lies within ourselves is originality and creativity, something that is heavily reflected within the inclusion of this tree. Additionally, the tree standing out serves as a different purpose than the creation of harmony. The tree acts as an icon for the early game, almost as a mascot. Grandstone City is mainly known for being the very first gym city, but with the pink tree, it becomes something much more. It's a symbol, a feature of a grand city with infrastructure built into the very core of the rock. It also creates the border between Banerica and Mongolia, showing how the two nations have changed and grown as time has gone on. After exiting Bongo Town and traversing through the rough Craggle Cave, travelers will first enter Banerica by entering Grandstone City. This tree functions as a sign for the people, and a great landmark for those who want to make the great voyage between. An idol such as this instills hope within the people, and represents the greatness of Banerica and Mongolia both. Finally, this single pink tree represents the entirety of Chat Makes a Fan Game in one foul swoop. As a community, we stand out from the rest of the fan games with a unique idea, that is, building a game with the chat. While most games focus on creating the best narrative, or the best Fakemon, we take all of that and spread it amongst us all. The other green trees around the route can be visualized as the other communities and fan games out there, yet we stand alone as an exception. Some may say that a tree cannot be such an amazing symbol, but this is clearly not the case. The tree can be compared to us as a whole, where each leaf represents a different member. This is a clear metaphorical idea that can be maneuvered into one large example of figurative language. So, in conclusion, the pink tree acts as a symbol of hope, a representation for our community's values, an idea for us as a whole. Despite being such a simple concept, the tree creates so much more for us, not only as an idol, but as symbolism that culminated through a collective endeavor. For these reasons, we must keep the pink tree on Route 2, especially because of the value it holds for each of our lovely community members. So, I think we should put this up to chat.
Chat, do we add the pink tree back? I just need a yes or a no. Do we add the pink tree back? Sold.
I think that's
All
an
right.
overwhelming yes.
The pink tree will come back. Thank you, Muffin. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Have a good rest of the stream.
I will. You too.
Oh my gosh. That is... He wrote an essay. Like a school project. It would be cool if the tree stayed as a hint to the future route, or would funny to have an NPC that refuses to let the tree go. That would be funny. Luke animates. Lady Pokrov won. Lady Pokrov is the 7 gym leader for Pokemon Potassium. He wrote an essay. I like, even if chat said no, you have to. Okay, I'm gonna add the pink tree back. However, I am gonna make it look a little different, because right now it's just like really low quality. So I'm gonna take the current tree texture that we have, and I'm gonna put it there, and then we're gonna make it pink. It'll be a lot higher quality that way. Pokemon Potassium is back, y'all, because the pink tree came back. The game was not the same without the pink tree, was it? According to Muffin. Alright. Cool. Now I can just make it pink like this. I just... No, 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 no. Okay. Don't want to do that. Damn it. Okay, that's got most of it selected. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. I'll select the rest of it like this. Yeah. Boom. Nah, there's gotta be a way. There's gotta be a way. Why does it get the brown first? That's so dumb. It like wants to get the brown with it. Screw you, tree. Alright, it's fine. I do know I can get that, and then shit. There we go. I can just select it all like that. Cool. Yeah, spriting can be a little tedious sometimes. That's why I try to avoid doing stuff like this on stream, which is why whenever we make new routes and new areas and people are like, yo, add this and add that, then I'm like, yeah, sirs, not now. Alright, I don't know if I can do this with just hues. I don't know. I think that's pretty solid. Maybe. I think what might be better is just a monochrome recolor. Yeah, there we go. It was pretty pink before. We should probably keep it that like same looking pink color. There we go. How about that? Alright, let's see what it looks like. Boom. There we go, it's pink. The pink tree's back. For years they tried to take down my tree, but I never stopped fighting, and now look at it. It's just as beautiful as it always has been. They hated it for being unique and standing out. Do we add the tree NPC? He's just standing next to the gas station. You guys want the tree NPC? Alright. Who should we make it though? I feel like it's gotta be some normal ass dude. Like some normal ass Joe. Alright. Alright, what's he gonna say? What's he gonna say? I'm the tree NPC. Muffin turned into the Lorax. I'll go back to it. I'll go back to it. But as I always say, things that stand out are the best things there could be. For years, the city has been trying to take down my tree. For years, the city has been trying to take down my tree. But I never stopped fighting them. But I never stopped fighting them over it. And now look at it. It's just as beautiful as it always has been. They hated it for being unique and standing out. But things that stand out. The things that stand out are the best things. Or the things that stand out are the most memorable. Sure. All right, we got the tree guy now. There's also a potion in front of it, or a Pokeball in front of it. Because why not? There we go. Muffin, thank you very much, my friends. Thank you very much. Anyways, I think it is time that we start working on the next routes, Pokemon Potassium. So, we have Route 20 right here, Route 19. Kenton Graveyard is technically Route 18, which makes this Route 17. 16, 15, 14, 13. So that means we are going to make Route 17, ladies and gentlemen, a route that we've had on the map for a while, but we've never actually made. Hey, Gold Jerry, how you doing? How you doing, Gold Jerry? Route 17 of Pokemon Potassium, ladies and gentlemen. The route extends from right here to right here. Probably won't be that wide. It'd probably be about just as tall as the Mystical Forest currently is. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Mystical Forest. Has a height of 65. So it's just going to be a little wide. A little wide. A width of probably 65. A height of, we'll put it at 50 for now. And most importantly, it takes place in a swamp, which we should definitely incorporate into the route design. And there's also a river with a bridge that you have to cross to get to the other side. Wait, important what? Important what? Important what, Lawrence? Stop gatekeeping the news. It's been good. I haven't seen Ono Dadsolm stream. Oh yeah, Ono Dadsolm's been taking like a huge break from streaming. All right, guys. This is going to be kind of like Marlight Forest. Marlight Forest is this place right here. We went to Marlight Forest really early on in Pokemon Potassium. However, now instead of a forest, it's going to be more of like a swamp route. So it's not a forest this time around. It's more like a route. So what are your guys' ideas for this route and how it's going to be laid out? How the player is going to traverse it? Should it be simple? Should it be complex? Should it be like, well, what are your guys' ideas per se? They see, will the road on the right of the Route 2 ever go somewhere? I don't know. I don't know. Where is, will the road on the right of Route 2? Oh, no. Probably not. Probably not. Swampy. There should be many pools of water where you can encounter Pokemon. Think Brick Bronze Swamp Route. I think I kind of remember Brick Bronze's swamp route and how it was like laid out. Anyways, we got our grass. Good thing we know what the grass looks like here. A windy straight road through with lots of side areas you can surf to. Make it a funky looking swamp because it's right out of the Mystical Forest. What Bear King said, like a windy straight road with lots of side areas that you can surf to. Is your idea kind of like a straight land road, but it's surrounded by water? Kind of idea? Or a windy. How's your Pokemon game been going? It's been a while for you, or for me. It's been going great, Goal. It's been going great, my friend. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can probably move this over a little bit. In fact, I'll even do it a little more. Put an abandoned railway that's half sunk into the swamp. What do you mean by that? So straight path through, but not like a straight path as there's lots of turns to it. Okay, I see what you're saying. Maybe you can surf to shortcut. Okay, so are you thinking like maybe more islands? Yo, Dragon Hammer! The winner was Lady Pokrov. Lady Pokrov won. Thank you so much for the $2 holo, bro. Thank you so much. Really does mean the world. So we can have it to where, like, we have, like, a bunch of islands, per se. And the islands wind around with even bridges through the islands. But you can also just surf through it if you want to. Sort of islandy. Not a bad idea, Bear Kings. What do you guys think of Bear King's idea? To have it kind of islandy. Like half a water route, half a land route, if that makes any sense. I think that's like the idea. Like it can be a water route, it can be a land route, it's kind of both. It's kind of a mix. You can use the water to shortcut per se. Makes sense. I do it like more like this. We know that it's going to go into land. So like the right side of the route's definitely going to be like all land. As it'd be weird if it wasn't. And fuck. Let's make it just a little wider. Just so we have like a little more room to fuck around with, you know? Bip, 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 bip. There we go. Alright. And now we can make some more land. Stuff like that. Is there a more greener and darker water, like a more swampy vibe? Yeah, it's possible. It's possible to have more of like a swampy-ish water. Make a lily pad-shaped island. Okay. Lily pad shaped island. So I think the idea is that we can surf through a lot of this. Not lily pad shaped, just like an actual giant lily pads. We could add some frog Pokemon to the route. We have a lot of swamp Pokemon. Would be cool if this route had an optional trainer to partner up with for double battles for the route. No. Bye, Marissa. Unfortunately. Unfortunately, bye. But thanks for hanging out. So I'm thinking the progression can be like, we'll bridge here, bridge here. Maybe we'll have a bridge that goes up here into another island. But ultimately, we could just choose to surf through it all instead of taking the bridges. So, like, we don't even really have to surf through it, you know? Type vibe. For once, Quagsire makes sense for the area. So facts. Okay. And then we can have this right here probably be where we're supposed to go. This is mostly an area to get to Marlite Pokemon later on in the game when the monsoon happens. Yeah, that too. That too. We also do have to travel through here to get back to Silverfield. In a specific way. I have tons of mangrove trees. We'll add them. Do giant lily pads to replace some of the islands sound good to you? I'd have to sprite them. I'd have to sprite some giant lily pads. Anybody want to sprite some giant lily pads for me? As tiles. We making islands. Kind of like swamp islands per se. I think that's like the vibe that we got going on here. They're like swamp islands. And Geladon would fit. Yeah, that would make sense. That would definitely make a lot of sense. I think we have this area be a bit more landy. In fact, we could even probably have it connect to the side here. But we'll have trees that block it. To like kind of enforce the player go a specific way. Maybe while surfing avoids trainers, it would be more maze-like compared to the land because of the shape of the islands and trees. That would work, Melody Mute. I actually like that a lot. That would work very well. Ugh. Itchy nose. And I think we still kind of have to surf a little bit, I'd imagine. I don't know whether I want to add an island right here or not. I think so. Okay, cool. Got a base idea of like a layout. Is this below Marlite? No, this is to the left of Silverfield. We have these trees that go on top of the water here that we can use. We have branches that can go on top of the water. This that goes on top of the water. And even this that goes on top of the water that we can use. Since this area is pretty flooded, you know. Got some flooding going on. Most likely from the river. This place probably wouldn't seasonally flood like the actual Marlite town does. But, we'll be able to use that in the water. And then we just have our normal trees here that we can use. To actually build our routes and even like the grass and everything that we got going on. So we can put all these trees here. Just like that. Hell yeah. And then we can add bridges too. We should have bridges. It's probably the most important thing. Just to get them out of the way real quick. Just add all the bridges. Like this bridge over to here. This one over here. Then we have this one. Then we can take this bridge. And then this bridge. All right, what do you guys think of that kind of progression that we got going? Yay or nay to the progression here? Hey, Vintage Passion, what's up? No, keep the second bridge one wide. Looked better. Oh, this one? Dragon Hammer says they like it. I think what I do want to do We have the perfect opportunity to do like little small tiny islands and stuff like that. And I want to take advantage of it. As in, we can have like a bridge that goes over like this, right? There's this tiny little island right here. Even make this island a little smaller. Maybe we can even go down a little more to another little tiny, tiny island. Kind of close quarters vibes. And then like another little tiny island right here. Make this smaller once again. Have it go up and then back down. And then we can have some trees that kind of blocks the way right there. Which makes sense for why we should go down that little path. Add 130 volt orbs. How does that work? I think having roots block off parts of the area so you can't just completely skip it. Yeah, I agree. Not much, just relaxing, watching you mapping. Can't wait to see the full version of Pokemon Potassium out. I thank you so much, Vintage Passion. I can't wait either. It's going to be a fever dream, dude. It's going to be a fever dream when it's all finished. It's kind of scary to think about. But yeah, because we also have these little tiny trees that we can use. If I go down to Marlite Town, we can use these little tiny trees here. Wouldn't look the worst in this little area. Where are they though in like my actual spriting? Here they are. Cool. Yeah, we got these trees that we can use. I can always darken them later on just so they, you know, maybe fit a little better. But for now, I think they're not that bad. And then these can kind of fill these little islands. Not too much, but kind of just enough to where we got interesting layouts and things going on, per se. So we can have that right there. And then, boom. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I don't think this is possible to traverse right now, though. I should push this up a little bit. And then I can move this tree like that. Yeah, look at that. Tiny islands. Tiny islands with trees. We could even have like a trainer standing right here, looking to the right. Or shit. Fuck, we could put him on a bridge. Like that. A line of trees would look bad, so block it with roots instead. Put roots in the water so you can't just skip it all. Yeah. 130,000 trees. You need to cut them all down to progress. I don't think... I think maybe cut trees for, like, items and stuff. I'm not too fond on making it to where, like, you need cut to get through the route. Especially this late in the game, too. Like, cut for early game is one thing, but, like, this late in the game... Like, look... We have perfect opportunity for, like, a bunch of trees right here. And then you need cut to get over into this little spot right here. type beat. Like that. Y'all see where I'm coming from? And then there can be a cut tree right here. Yes, sir. As for the lily pad, what do y'all think about the lily pad? I mean, you did buff cut a fair bit. That is true. The amount of trees is over 9,000. I mean, since we're late into the game, you can introduce key items to replace HMs here with replacing cut. And then the rest are optional after Gym 7. Can you put a camouflage line of trees between the top of the right land and the bottom so you're forced to take the last bridge and you have a mandatory fight there? That makes sense. I don't know if a line of trees would work, but it would make sense to have like it to where you couldn't like at least forcing the player to go through this bridge makes sense. Are you saying like a line of trees like this? Like extend to the land out in this area? Yeah, cut is buffed. Cut's what, like 60 base power? Yeah, the Vintage Passion, you are so right. This is going to be one of the longest Pokemon games of all time. Roots in water, trees on land. Yeah, that makes sense. Roots in water, trees on land. I think that's what we're doing. I imagine that's pretty much exactly what we're going for.
KFC wraps are back, including a new mac and cheese one. Choose 2 KFC wraps for $5.
So funny, bro. KFC wraps are back, y'all. Yeah. I definitely should change the color of these trees. But I'll probably do that later on. Yeah, it's either 60 or 70. I'm not sure. But changing the color of the little trees, I think, makes a lot of sense. If Misty's belly button was so big that it could hold enough water to support an ecosystem of fish, would you eat the fish that were caught there? Would you be like eating a person's eyebrow lines? What the fuck, root vegetable? That is wild. Root vegetable, welcome. With the wild shit. Please connect that little bridge to the other land. It looks so bad. Oh, and we can have a trainer on it anyways that'll block this way. Fuck it, we could have a trainer in, facing both sides of it. I don't think a bridge being out in the water looks bad. But if you think so, fuck it. If that's how you feel. Cricketoon! Alright, I think it'd make sense to make this area a little more open. It just kind of makes sense that way. To have this area just, you know, be a little more open. Type B. And then maybe we can have cut be utilized here to skip a little bit of the main progression. Tons of branching paths. Lots and lots of branching paths. So we can put a cut tree like right there. All right. I think we got our land map It looks like Route 113, but with a lot more water. What is Route 113? Put some kind of abandoned infrastructure around here just for the vibes. I can put another witch hut. Another witch hut. Yeah, I forget what Route 113 looks like. Okie doke. So, this is just going to be an island that has an item on it. Nothing crazy that we really need to do to that. And I think for the most part, our land progression is good. We just kind of need a better idea of if I can speak. We just kind of need a better idea of how the water is going to play into it. And also this lily pad right here is empty right now. What could we put on the lily pad? You guys got ideas for the lily pad? Roots, just add roots to it. Do we add trees or do we just keep it? Can you let us make the lily pad unique? Whatever y'all want to do that chat agrees with. It's really up to what y'all think would look good on it. 6 high-level Lotad. Add Lotad into the game. Another grass type. Another grass type. Flower. I don't have flowers. I could add some of this mud. Or I can make the lily pad just straight up be made out of mud. Stace, you don't say that. I'm submitting a grass ground 3-stage evolution line that replaces Hoppit. We could probably keep the lily pad green. I don't see why it needs to change. But I will say, I think making the some of the stuff be this muddy thing that we got going on, I think it does look pretty nice and makes the route a little more unique compared to like Marlite Forest as an example. However, I don't know if I want to do patches or if I want to make it all muddy and then add grass over top of it. Type beat. Also, that grass is a bad color, but what do you guys think? I'll put out a poll real quick. What for land? Should we do all grass, bits of mud, mostly mud islands? What do you guys think? So if we do all grass, it'd be like this. If we did patches of mud, we'd do patches of it. If we did all mud, we'd have mostly mud. We'd have like mostly mud like this, but then there'd be bits of grass. Don't worry about how it looks right now. I can always make it look good later on. Save grass for any fan-submitted mons. Deerling, Skiddo, Cherubi, Hoppip, Cacnea. Most of y'all are saying bits of mud, just like little bits. So if I do bits of mud, I can just like something like that. Boom. Bits of mud. Okay. Bits of mud is winning. So we'll do little bits of it. What's this music, by the way? It's the Hyacinth theme. It's not that kind of mud, HD. Hide a muddy water TM here, if that's a thing. Not a thing, but I feel like a muddy water TM could add on. It's just hard because, you know, like with Surf, not a lot of people are going to want to use different kinds of water moves. That is one shitty thing about HMs. Yeah, sorry if I said Hyacinth wrong. I'm not the best at saying that. I'm going to have this area be like mostly mud. Just like extending out over here. Type shit. And then boom. It's gonna be weird trying to blend those trees into it, though. Also, I hate just like how geometric I'm like forced into making things a certain geometry. It's kind of annoying. I mean, I could do that. There we go. And then have it do that. That works. For keeping these trees out of it, but keeping this in it. And then I can use like different, you know. Pokemon needs more Electro Swing because the song is killer. It is pretty killer. I do agree. Make some of the small islands be just fully mud. I can do that. Like, I'll just make that fully mud. Maybe even make this, like, mostly mud. But the mud will disappear around here. So I can have the mud go like this. Boom. There we go. If you don't like the look of it now, I'll look on blending it in a little better later on. By editing like tiles and stuff like that. This just takes a bit of time, you know. Something I'd like to save you guys from. I actually think the first step is not using this that has the edges, but rather using this instead. And then making the edges myself. For now, I am going to keep the edges though. And when I can do some work on the actual tiles themselves, I'll do that. Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. Alright, let's add the tops to some of these trees. Boom. There we go. Yeah, tops to some trees. Alright, now let's figure out what the hell we're going to put on this lily pad, because that's like the only empty island right now. Electro Swing Casino song. Spunkton did make a casino track already for a Game Corner theme. I mean, shit, I could just add this in the middle and then a trainer's underneath it looking down. And then we have some small trees just to fill it up a little bit. Not bad. If you were playing this game, would you have preferred to go the water path or the bridge path? I'm not sure because I haven't made it yet. I might be able to give you an answer once I make it, though. All right. Maybe we can add a little mud circle here. Like that. Little mud circle underneath this thing. We gotta add roots. Yeah, let's get into the bits of decoration and tall grass. Having tall grass at the start of the route makes a lot of sense. As it'll mostly be avoidable later on anyways. So little bits of it won't do much harm. Definitely adding some tall grass in here makes a lot of sense. We are going to add a cut tree right there, so... I don't think we really need much here. But I'll add in a little bit. Just in that part. But for the most part, I think most of the grass should be up in this area. But not too much. Type B. Do y'all think that's enough of tall grass for the whole route? I don't really see many other places to put it. Just kind of keep it all in this area. Perfect. Perfect. I'm glad you think so, Fancy. All right. Okay. So, let's kind of seeing how this is going to flow together. I like it. I'm glad you think so. I'm glad you think so. Let's get into the watery bits. Or first, before I do that, we can add some decoration, especially in the mud with these little things. Just so the mud isn't too bland. Cool. And then now we can add some ground roots. Roots that are just, you know, on the ground. Not in crazy locations. Let's see. Add one right there. Add one right here. Add a couple scattered throughout here. And then we have, these are a little bigger. Okay, I think that's fine for the land. I'll go ahead and add the cut trees. So we have, so we know exactly where these cut trees are going to be. Need to grab them from somewhere. There we go. There's a cut tree. So we know we're going to have a cut tree right here. And we're going to have another one right here. And then we can have one right here. And I think that's it. I don't think that many cut trees is going to be a huge deal. You know? You want the last island blocked. Okay, so this island right here. What do you mean by blocked, though? Like, what do you mean by blocked, necessarily? Is that area bridges and mini islands around the big tall grass island, like the trainer battle hovel? I'd imagine, yeah. If you're talking about this area. No, other way. You need to go there. Oh, yeah. We haven't done the water stuff yet. Let's start on the water stuff. So, the first thing that we need to do the water stuff. We have these trees that we can use. These trees can be used to block some areas inside of the water. I'm going to get rid of that. Combined with the roots, the trees, combined with the roots, the trees can do a good job. However, it is going to be kind of hard figuring this out. How the trees are going to interact directly with this. And I think we can do that with some rocks. So let me get some rocks. Cool. So we can use these rocks to assist us in helping make the path that we want to carve out for the player. So first off, we have some trees and stuff like that carving this path out. That the player can take. These rocks can help us make sure the player stays in the path we want for them. As such. So the player can surf to the right here if they have cut. Boom. They can use cut right there. No, I want to keep that actually. But we still have more. We can also just kind of fill this in a little bit, you know? Also have to work on blocking out these areas too. To the left of the map. Boom. We also need to make it that the player, or make it very clear that the player cannot surf on these edges right here. So the player does have to walk through a little bit of the route, yeah. Mangrove Cove. Oh, that'd be a cool name for this place if it wasn't a route. That's tasty. We'll dev skip. I'll work on this in a little bit. I think I can actually do that just by doing that. Cool. And then boom. Now the player can't surf off this island at all, which is what we want. We don't want the player able to surf off the island there. That doesn't work. That doesn't work either. Okie doke. But the player can surf around the rest of the way. I think what we can do is we can add that right there. Okay. So kind of just blocking the player in this little area here. Now, when the surfing really opens up, it should definitely be in this area here. That's when the surfing should open up. Do you guys agree or disagree? Should we keep it to where the surfing like allows you to skip bits at a time? Or should we make it to where we can free surf at least till we get to this island? Type shit. This is coming off of the Mystical Forest. This is below the Mystical Forest. Heading towards Silverfield City. Mangrove Cove. Free surf till the island. Says Jules Fools. Yeah, let them skip a little. All right. There we go. Skip a little here. And then, we need the edge to kind of be right around here. Because if the edge is right around here, then the player will be forced to head to this island. So that's the goal. But still a lot of free surf. And we can add little trees in just for decoration that don't really block anything. Just decoration trees, you know. Type beat. I'm saying that a lot. Type beat. Okay. The last island would be the best spot. Oh yeah, for sure. Last island mandatory trainer battle definitely makes the most sense. I agree with you guys totally. Where the fuck? Where the hell are my water trees? Jeez, it's that far up? Didn't seem like that far up before. Okay. Let's give our trees these tops. Just our border trees. We'll have more trees around the borders, of course, so it doesn't just look like a line of trees that's the border. There's going to be stuff beyond that. But just for now, in this little development that we're doing, we can focus on the trees that we currently have that actually are more playable. Nice. And then we also have these roots that we can use to add on to the flooded swamp aspect. And maybe add them a little bit into the progression. Make it clear that you can't go certain ways by utilizing these roots. Boom. And we can have a root under here. Hell yeah. Can't really see that root there. So I'm going to do this tiny one. You'll be able to see that a lot better. Alright. Now we just got the small roots that we can add in a little bit. And then we can finish off with some rocks. Small roots are also just a lot easier to add. And they're really good for blocking off paths, too. Making it very clear the path that we want the player to stay in. By filling in these spaces super nicely. But I do fear adding too many. I don't want to add too many. Okay. So this is what we got. The rocks might be a little too sparse. Shaped like loss. I don't know what loss is in your context. Posted a lily pad and spiders. I don't think this is going to have the right perspective. It's very circular. I might be able to fix it, though. If you want to send it to me in PNG, I might be able to fix it. In like a PNG format. I do not know what loss is in the context that you gave me, no. So the only issue I see right now is I feel like these rocks are a little sparse. They're just kind of chugged into one area. No, I don't. I have no idea. I feel like these rocks are very just in this north area. And I kind of ignored the fact that they exist throughout the rest of the map. And I feel like it would make sense that they exist in other places too. Like right there. In fact, they could definitely add on a little bit to the making sure that we keep the player in the route that we want to keep them. Like one right here. And one right there. Make them different. I think our edges and our borders are safe. The last thing that I want to do with surf, we can surf to a little spot of land right here. With surf and cut, I guess. We can surf to a little spot of land right here. And we can put something down here if we so want to. Boom. Add the tops to all these trees and we should be good to go. Yep. 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 Alright, I think this is, for the most part, completed. Now we can hop into a playtest to see how it plays out. We can also give it some music. I think just the... We have tons of music that we could use. For now, I'm going to use our beach theme. That's kind of just a theme that we use in a lot of places. Looks complete to me. Let's hop into the game and see for ourselves how complete it is. All right. Route 17 in Pokemon Potassium, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we currently got going on. Where we start off, it's right here. We're not going to have any wild encounters. We have plenty of places that we can surf. We can't escape right there as we wanted. We can cut this tree down. Cut that tree down. Go through here. So this is probably the quickest way through the route. So I like how that bridge is up only. That's probably the quickest way through the route. If you just want to rush through it. These bridges are incorrect. All right, they should be fixed now. Let's go back into it. Okay. Now we're in the route. For the most part, you can skip a lot of different little land masses just by surfing across to different areas. But if you want to take the mostly land route, we start at the top here. We can go down this way. If you want, you can cut this tree down and come over here, surf down here. We can probably put an item down here. I feel like that'd make a lot of sense. Come over here. Obviously, trainer battles in the mix. You can surf down there. Now, if you want, you can just surf over here. Or you can follow the main path of the routes. We go down this way. There's going to be trainer blocking here. So we do go around and around and around. And boom. Silverfield City would be right here. What do you guys think so far? There's going to be some polishing that needs to be done. Rain, dark, and a swampy water. Y'all, this ain't a forest. We already have Marlite Forest. Here, I'll go to it real quick. So look, this is Marlite Town. The same idea that you guys were talking about. Rainy, dark, and all that. And then saying that we got going on here. In Marlite Forest. Kind of late to discussion, but I have psoriasis and I hate it too. Can someone tell Geltim that they're really behind on stream? I was talking about psoriasis like hours ago. Make dark and rainy? Yeah, but we already have an area that's dark and rainy. It would just feel really overused if we made this next area dark and rainy too. And we also just got back from a dark area that had a lot of ambience. It is the same swamp. It is the same swamp, that is true. But the idea is that this part is less foresty. Maybe make the water a little darker. I do think that makes sense. Because the water is, if you showed someone this route, they would not guess that it's a swamp. Need surf encounters for when it's flooded. I thought they did have surf encounters. That's an easy fix if they don't. Make water swamp. Yeah, you should keep in mind, like Bear King said, not all the assets are done yet. These edges right here, these edges need to not be rocky. That's what I'm probably going to do next. Just make it to where these edges are not rocky. Oh yeah, you guys can't hear the music. Oh, I guess you can hear the music. But it's like layered over the YouTube background music. But this music is less ambient. Because again, it's not a forest. We already have Marlite Forest. If y'all want another Marlite Forest, wouldn't that be a little overdone? Instead of dark and rainy, just make it foggy. Tasty, I need your opinion on this. I could make it foggy. What's your thing, James? 8th gym leader is going to be a bug type leader named Yuri. Okay. I don't know about Foggy because it's right before a city. I think you guys are trying to be a lot more... You're trying to make this route a lot more badass than it is. I just want to mind you, this is where we just came from. Give me a second. I'm gonna reopen it because it's laggy. But this is where we just came from. That route is like a second extension. There's no healing in between this route and the next route. In that route that we're in. But we have the mystical forest right here. And it's a looping forest that's kind of a puzzle to get in and out of. And a lot of people might spend a lot of time here getting trapped. If we go straight to the next area, there's not a lot of trainers in this forest to be fair, but if we go straight to the next area and make it all ambient and dark, wouldn't it feel like another step rather than, oh, we made it to fresh air kind of vibe? Like, oh, fresh air, we're back into open territory where things are familiar looking. We're not in a dark mystical forest that's foggy and ambient and has a lot going on. But you guys do have a point. Like, the area, I can make it ambient and swampy actually fairly quickly. Let me go to it real quick. Route 16. This is where your guys' point does shine. Because if we look here, I'm going to edit the map metadata and I'm going to make it rainy. Boom. Let's go ahead and refresh the map. It doesn't work. I have to warp to a different map and then warp back. So like with it darker and raining heavy, there are like, you do get more vibes. The vibes are higher. However, from the perspective of the player's progression, we just left this looping forest that's a bit of a puzzle to get out of and probably stumps a lot of people. And we get here and it's not a breath of fresh air. It's like, oh, it's rainy, it's dark, it's hard to traverse, it's a bit mazy. At least with a bit of the brighter ambience, the player can at least breathe visually, right? From a visual perspective and the bright perspective, it's going to be brighter. The player's eyes can breathe. Because we do still have a route to go through. Find our way through the routes, you know. So there's pros and cons to both. I'm not going to say that you guys are wrong. Because you're not totally wrong. Make the grass dark, water more brownish, but the rain don't work. Do casual rain. Bye, Coco Squid. The casual rain doesn't really change anything, I will say. It's pretty much exactly the same with the casual rain. It's just the direction of the rain is more down instead of like perfectly diagonal. But what I'll probably do is I can put out a poll ping. Figure it out from there. But, go ahead and turn back on the background music. And reset our playlist. I always feel like the background music's too quiet. Okay. Anyways, that's too much like Marlite. The water just needs to be greener, dingier tints. Let's try that out. Let's do it. How about it? All right. So what we're going to do, we're currently in outside. We're going to copy. We're going to paste. We're going to call this Route 17. Hallelujah. There we go. All right, now let's go into our auto tiles. You have our C right here. Boom. So this is our sewer color. You think we can copy the sewer color, or do you think this is too sewery? Darker would not look good, my friends. You might be talking about saturation. Because this is what darker would look like. But more saturation, maybe. And maybe hue shift a little bit to be more... I don't think darker's the move, though. But maybe like this color. Right? But we'll figure it out. Yo, Jelton Real. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Thanks to all of you guys for hanging out today. Anyways, let's see what we can do. Which is basic hue shifts. There might be something we can do. So we want more green. Dear God. Ew. That's not the move. Oh. Ew. Alright, we're gonna have to do a whole new palette, aren't we? Acid pool, right? Probably just have to do a whole new palette. Alright, let's try this. That still looks like acid. Alright, let's take from these colors starting off. And then we can try editing it from there. Ugh. Oops. I will say I do feel like this is a little more murky. I fear it might be too murky though. But we'll see. How about that? The best idea of swamp-like water. Ew. That would not look good in our game, CT. I could not color pool from that. We're gonna have to go a lot more cartoony, right? For swamp water. Hey, Tanky. How you doing, dude? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, not it. That's it. Still less saturation. There we go. Okay, I'm missing some pixels, but we can at least see what it looks like, right? Just take a look. We'll call it Sea Swamp. Oh, I don't think this is gonna look good. I don't know. I don't know if that was the move. However, tell you what. I'm gonna edit. I'm gonna grab all this again. Because that one person that just said, oh, it kind of looks like swamp, sea, just salt water. See where you're coming from. So let me see if there's anything I can do. So this is what we currently got. We don't want saturated. We probably want less saturation, actually. We can probably try to make it look a little more brown. So let's try this. Boop. Alright, this is pretty swampy. In fact, I'd say this is very swampy. Very, very swampy. How the hell are we going to connect this to the river, though? That's the issue. The issue that you guys kind of have with this idea is that, look at this. You're not minding the fact that this connects to this river. It does blend in with the grass a little bit. Let me show you guys something. I'll show you exactly where we're at on the map. We are right here. Exactly where we're at on the map. Now you'll notice there's a river that runs through here, right? That river directly is this river right here. So tell me, what do you guys... This water right here would have to be that color. Or the other option is we do this. Hold on. Need to find it real quick. There it is. Oh, that's not gonna work. We have it transitioned. That don't look too good. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. What's the right call here? So that's our current color. And if we wanted to go more blue, yeah, that's a real swamp, though. Like a real swamp. How about just ignoring the problem, says Ronaldo. Swamp water is different from water, Robert, because it stagnates. There would probably be a color shift from one to the other in real life. Yeah, how are they supposed to blend together, though? That is very green. How are they supposed to blend together? Because that's like very swampy. Like, too swampy. This is only partially a swamp route. What do we got going on? Damn, I just fucked that up. As in, I'll show you. This is our Marlite area. This is our, like, swamp area, right? It's all of this right here. But it extends down over here. This just isn't a route that we haven't developed yet. If we want to go for something truly swamp, like truly murky green water, Florida would be the best place to do it, don't you think? Or we would make this something totally different and not Florida, or not a swamp. So it depends on which route, like, we want to take with this. Because we got Silverfield City, right? This is not Florida. No, we're right here. We're right here. This swamp actually connects to the other swamps in our game, which I'll show you. Look, we have Marlite Town is like the edge of it. Marlite Forest, which is a little swampy. It's like our first iteration of swamp, but not full swamp. Definitely more of a forest, but there's mangroves. And then Silverfield City is a city in the middle of a swamp. To the left of this city is this route. Make water connect south with the rest of Marlite Town. Wait, what do you mean? I don't know what you mean by that. So Route 17 connects to Silverfield City. To the left, which is why the left here is so ass, just because we haven't made that connection yet. Which we are going to do. Make the connection over here. I thought this connected to Marlight. No, this connects to Silverfield City. Directly to Silverfield. Right around here. We'll just have to make it. And then we also have the Silverfield Sewer. Ugh, I don't like the look of this. Every time I look at it, I'm like, ew. Rain, that would be cool. We tried the rain. We tried the rain. How about this? I'll put out a poll ping for it. We can see what most of the Discord that's not participating in stream thinks about it. Poll-ping. To the left of Silverfield, connects to a river, and we're trying to figure out whether we want it to be a heavy swamp vibe or save that for a later area in the game. Keep in mind, this route is directly after the Mystical Forest. This route is directly after the Mystical Forest. Which water do you think fits better? Question mark. Let me get a screenshot of the other water too. Boom. Since we're gonna have a big swamp later, we kind of already have one. Just the rain will do. This looks more like Hoenn with the normal water. That's usually the water that we use in other areas of the game. Back in Marlight Town, the swamp town of Marlight Town uses the normal water, not the murky water. But it also connects directly to the ocean. But yeah, usually that, like, we use this kind of looking water for the rest of our... The Jungle Cavern, I love the water in Jungle Cavern. It's beautiful. Beautiful looking. Okay. Which water do you think fits better? And then, that's a nice look in the cavern. Yeah, I spent a lot of time on that. A lot of time. Which water do you think fits better? I'll go ahead and put this out. The reactions will be green or blue. And then I'll also, should it rain here, there we go. Direct poll ping out. We'll let the fans decide. There we go. Hell yeah. Alright, so this is the current Route 17 that we have. It'll be refined in the coming days. It'll be refined. I should go live I don't think I'm going to go live tomorrow, but maybe Tuesday. I feel like Tuesday would be a good day, right? Tuesday would be sick. But yeah. Hell yeah, good day today. Finishing Route 17. Or not finishing, but getting a good little thing for Route 17. I think in 2 days, what we're going to do in 2 days is we're going to do some trainers for the Mystical Forest and Route 17, because it'll be finished then. And you guys, so you guys can make some trainers and stuff like that, and NPCs for these routes and the items. We'll kind of fully flesh out these routes. And then, and then maybe that same day we can start working on the sewers in Silverfield with the heist. We can start working on that. But with that being said, that'll be 2 days from now. Hang out in the Discord. I'll be posting updates and screenshots in the Discord and stuff like that. So keep an eye out for that 1000%. Who should we? It's crazy. Nobody's live right now. I don't even know who I could, there isn't even anybody to raid. There's no one to raid, y'all. I'll find someone, don't worry. Stay tuned. We will find someone. Raid our server. Looks like nobody is live playing Pokemon right now across all of YouTube. Well, there is a bunch of people that are live, but I can't live redirect over to them, unfortunately. That's fine. Is this anti-Pokemon Day? Anti-Pokemon Day with streamers that have live redirect on. Tasty Rage. I found someone, I'm just not quite sure. Oh, it is Mother's Day. That is true. It's Mother's Day. I called my mom this morning. Hashtag Tasty Raid, y'all. I'll see you guys probably in 2 days. Probably. Congratulations, Zenith, for winning the gym leader vote. Bye, guys. Bye, Jules Fools. Bye, CT. Bye, Indavinci. Bye, JKNDC. Bye, Pit Icarus. I hope you guys come back for the next stream. We got a bunch of new people here. Come back for the next stream, y'all. It was fun hanging out with y'all, talking with y'all. Sorry if I wasn't looking at chat that much. Bye, Thundering. Bye, Simeon. Bye, Fancy Rowlets. Bye, Redhead. Hashtag Tasty Raid. I'm live redirecting you guys over there. Bye, the man.